And only 6 million of 14 million grant applications have been paid. Now, this includes the 1.6 million who chose cardless ATM options. Protesters picketed outside the Social Security Agency on Thursday around these matters. Let's discuss what's been done to fix this now with Sassa's Paseka, Letsatsi. Paseka, many thanks for joining us this morning. Obviously, many issues in terms of issuing these relief grants have come up over the last few months. The progress in terms of paying applicants who have not been able to access those grants. What is the latest from Sassa in this regard?
Let me say good morning and thanks for having us. I think we have gone through the process of making sure that people who have applied are validated. We have to check certain things, but we are delighted that at this stage we have about 14 billion applicants. We have paid about 6 billion, and we continuously make sure that only those who have to be on the platform get paid, and those only who deserve to get the 350 do so. We know that there was a march to the Sassa offices, and there were certain complaints. These complaints relate to, amongst other things, that there are people who were rejected and so on. And I don't necessarily want to go into the nitty-gritties of the memorandum because we think it will be disrespectful of us to talk about the contents of the memorandum between us and those who must ask, because we are going to respond to them formally. But we think some of the questions which they are raising in the memorandum, we have sufficiently responded to them.
Right, and I'm sure one of the issues, and as you said, just to respect your engagement with those who put the memorandum to you, we won't get into those nitty-gritties. But another big issue that we've been dealing with when it's come to the relief grant is that people who are not eligible for it, who haven't applied, some even government workers, were having access to these grants, and of course at the expense of those who actually need them. Sassa's oversight in this instance, and really what Sassa is doing in terms of fixing these leakages and making sure that the process is as efficient and seamless as possible?
I think what we need to do is to clarify the fact that the people who benefited or who might have benefited on the grants, on the 350 grant, it's not in this time, it's on the previous cycle. Those who were picked up by our fraud management unit to say these are the people who were not supposed to be part of the system. But we think our system in this cycle is very tied up. We have managed to make sure that only those who are supposed to get the 350 do get it. And I think we will follow up on them. And those who are in the wrong will definitely be arrested, because the intention here is to make sure that we do not necessarily give people who do not deserve to get the 350 this amount of money. Because in any case, after we have paid everybody, we still have to go back to Parliament and account to each and every cent that has been given to the 350 to those who need to get it. But we are delighted as the South African Social Security Agency that our system, especially our IT system, has been upgraded to such an extent that it's able to pick up those who are trying to make the fraudulent activities. Hence, in the previous cycle, those applicants were actually picked up and identified.
Yeah. Paseka, we've run out of time, but very briefly I must ask you the importance of partnerships in issuing these grants. We know that Pick and Pay had come on board to be issuing the cash to those who need it. Just how important are partnerships when it comes to the issuance of these grants and to do it efficiently?
No, thanks for that, because the South African Post Office has partnered with Pick and Pay and Boxer. The intention here is to make sure that people do not flock to the post office, because we are obviously defeating the purpose of trying to fight the COVID-19. But the message which we also want to take to the applicants that please do not go to the post office and inquire if your 350 has been paid or not. Wait for an SMS from the South African Social Security Agency, so that it tells you that the money has been deposited in your account, and then you can then go and withdraw it.